I'm not entirely sure why that voice came out. Welcome to Riding Shotgun Podcast. It's another episode and we're on our way. Today is the day. And in all honesty, I'm a little nervous because this could define my next couple of years in terms of work, in terms of comfort, football, enjoyment. It's, big decision day. So I get the results back of the MRI that I had 3 weeks ago. I'm not entirely sure why I've waited 3 weeks. So I just said, well, send us an email and it'll be fine. So it could have been done literally the next day, but never mind. We all have to wait, I guess. But, thank you for joining me on the podcast. Please do like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'll be most appreciative of your support, like some of you have already. So thank you so very, very much. If you want to get more from the podcast, you want more than what's available on any audio or YouTube channel, then head over to Patreon. It's patreon.com/Riding Shotgun Podcast, and there is a lot more content on there, along with a lot more offers and discounts if you do become part of the revolution. And that revolution being riding shotgun with me. So yeah, we've got a journey time about 44 minutes today. It looks like the Dartford Tunnel, touch wood, is fairly clear, which is good. But what was that? Touch wood. Why have you got a touch wood as a piece of luck? I'd like to know the oranges. Oranges? What's the oranges? It's all about the oranges. Origins is what I meant to say. I'd love to know the origins of that. Why have you got to touch wood for luck? Surely it would be touch metal, as in like a horse's shoe or something, because that's supposed to be for good luck as well, isn't it? I don't know. But then when you get a new wallet, you're supposed to put a penny in it. There's loads of good luck bullshit like that. Does it ever bring you luck? No. I think a man makes his own luck. Or woman makes his own luck. I think so anyway. Or at least seeks opportunities to become lucky. Because there are people out there that are insanely unlucky because of their negativity. And there are people out there that are insanely lucky because of their positivity. But what I was impressed with is the fact that I was on TikTok yesterday, literally wasting about an hour, so Fred Again's TikTok. Now, if you're not familiar with Fred Again, he's kind of new on the scene in popularity. He's very, very out there in terms of his music and very, very clever. And he works with Skrillex and Vortex sometimes, and he's just immense. And I was reading up on him yesterday and who he is and where he's from and all this kind of thing. Apparently got a little bit of aristocracy in his blood. Didn't know that. So he was born into quite a rich family. And he spent some time in Japan, going to school in Japan. He went to private school as well. But he's written literally hundreds of songs for well-known selling artists. So, like Ed Sheeran, like he's credited for almost all of his album. Rita Ora, he's worked with Sam Smith. He's worked with Swedish House Mafia. He's wrote for so many artists. And that was before he even became Fred Again. And he's only been going since 2010-ish, 2011. So it's 13 years he's been about. And in them 13 years, he has done loads. So he had a real baptism of fire, like literally getting into the music scene. It's crazy. Like, he must be so talented to have a rise like that and literally get it. Do you know what, guys? I was watching the last podcast episode and it came to light for me, and it kind of annoyed me a bit. I say the word literally a lot. And I hate it. I hate that I've said that. I nearly said it then. I'm not going to say the word literally. It's like I'm saying it every other sentence. And I sound like a fool. So apologies, guys. I will not be saying that word. I won't be saying it at all. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a slip of the tongue. Pretty sure. Oh dear. But I was watching the last episode just to make sure it was all going all right and edited before we released it. And yeah, there was some bits on there that did make me chuckle, like the memories stuff that we did in the last episode. That was funny. I mean, there are a lot of memories that I do have that are kind of fun, and some that are a little bit. So, yeah, I did a little bit of criminal activity one time. But, to be honest with you, it was because I was a little bit on my arse for money and I needed it. It was as simple as that. And I know it's wrong. I was young, stupid, whatever. Outside my house in Spain, there was a telephone box. And this telephone box I'd used many times. And on my last time, because there wasn't mobile phones around really then, mobile phones weren't really a thing. You didn't have a contract. It was literally pay as you go. Camera phones weren't really a thing. So the phone boxes were the way to get calls out, you know. And there was this phone box. And on my last time of calling, it sounded like there were a lot of coins in there. I don't think they were particularly, up to date on collecting money from phone boxes. So I said to one of my mates, I went, look, have you got an angle grinder? I need to borrow. He said, yeah, my dad's got one. It's great. I was like, can I borrow it? Yeah, cool. And then the dead of night, we we pinched a phone box, took it back to my house and proceeded to open it up with an angle grinder. And have you ever seen like them films where they found like buried treasure and like literally they bust it open and coins just go everywhere? That was what it was like when we angle grinded the back of this thing. There was literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of euro coins in there. Hundreds of euro coins. In fact, there was 600 euro coins in the back of this thing. And I said to him, like, look, there's a couple of €100 helping me out, and I'm going to keep the rest. So then that really helped me out and got me through the winter in terms of like surviving over there, because it was very, very bleak. It was after sort of the credit crunch and things like that. And yeah, I now had a angle grinded bit of criminal evidence in my house. So I had to find a way to get this thing out of my house and dumped somewhere. Now, at the bottom of my road, there was a construction site. So again, in the dead of night, maybe a week later, I loaded it into my car, went to the construction site, found a pit, and threw it in there. There you go. There's my admission, guys. There's my admission of my criminal activity when I was, Jesus, how old must I have been? 23. But it was the only one that I did. It was the only phone box I did, because like he had the fingers going, right, where's the next phone box we're doing? I was like, no, we'll get caught. No. But when I was younger than that, when I was 18, there were right. Okay, so in Spain, I used to live in a place called Los Dulces, and in Los Dulces there was a commercial centre, and it was newly built, and they hadn't even hooked up the electricity for the commercial centre. So like the commercial lights and all this kind of thing, they hadn't even hooked that up to the grid yet. It was running off a generator. And one night, me and two mates decided to take the generator. So now the commercial centre fell into darkness. And we sold the generator to a builder. Yeah. Terrible. Bloody terrible. That must have been when I was about 18. 19, something like that. Why I did that, I do not know. I mean, he only gave me 50 quid out of it, and he sold the Jenny for like 200. Poor. I mean, I'm not a criminal at all. Not a criminal. But yeah, two things there where I was just, yeah. One, I was desperate for money, and one, I was just stupid, really. Just stupidly peer pressured into it. Madness. It's crazy what you think, like, you know, you go back to it and you think, bloody hell, how the hell do I get away with that? Not so much criminal, but there was one opportunity there where I did think, Christ, how have I got away with that? So, again, flying home from Spain was a surprise. Didn't tell anybody. I think it was for my mum's birthday, and I was flying home. It was about 10 o'clock at night that I'd land, and then about 25 minutes before I landed, I said that word. 25 minutes before I landed, I was sitting in a seat, and I thought, shit, I've forgotten my driving licence, because I'd hired a car. Fuck, I've forgot my driving licence. Crap, shit. How am I going to get home? So there's me sitting there thinking. I thought, right, if I just go to the booth, and I'll try and blag it first of all. So I landed, went to Europa Car, and they said, yeah, like, glad you made it. Obviously, we're closing in about half an hour. What car is it? What's your name? Can we have your driving license? And I said, I haven't got my driving license. I think I've left it at home. And he said, I can't loan you the car. I said, there's no way you can call the DVLA and just get my details. He went, no, they're closed. I was like, oh shit. He said, is there any way that you can find out the details? I said, I don't know. I said, what time do you close? He went, 11 o'clock. And this was 20 minutes now before they closed. I said, okay, all right, give us a moment. So I went over to like a police phone that was in the airport, in Stansted Airport. And I got on the phone. I said, "Hi, just a bit of an issue. I don't suppose you could send a bobby down here and you know, look up my details." And she went, "No, we don't get called that." So, called what? Is it a bobby? We're not bobbies. We're police officers. And I went, "Right, okay. Can you send me a police officer?" "No, we don't do that." "All right, whatever." Being a real like Karen on the end of the phone. So I said, "Okay, whatever." So I thought, right, there's bound to be police officers wandering around the airport. There's got to be. There always is. Security. And it's much the same way, you know, when you want one, there's never one. When you don't want one, there's hundreds of them. So there's me wandering around Stansted Airport, inside, outside, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere, looking for a police officer. And it's getting about 10 to 11 now, 5 to 11. I'm thinking, oh, this is not going to work. And then round the corner came 2 police officers with guns. I was like, yes, amazing, amazing, amazing. So I literally ran up to them. I said, "Lads, can you help me?" And they sort of almost lurched their gun towards me and went, "Yeah." I said, "Look, I've left my driving licence at home in Spain. I'm here to surprise my mum. They won't give me the car unless they've got my driving licence details. Is there any way you could help me out by phoning in and getting my driving licence number to then help me out?" He goes, "Well, let's go and see the guy in the booth and see if he'll accept that." And I thought, well, you're a police officer. He's obviously going to accept that. You know, he's got my driving licence number, got my passport. You know, that's the way of it. So I went up to him. He said, yeah, we'll accept that. It's not a problem. So the guy phoned in and he said, like, you know, "Can I have your driving licence?" He said, "As long as you haven't got any, you know, anything wrong with your licence, like you're disqualified." I said, no, definitely not. So I gave him the number, all went through. I said, "Lads, look, let me buy you a drink or something." He goes, no, we're on duty. I said, "Orange juice, bag of crisps, anything?" He went, "No, don't worry about it." I said, "Lads, thank you so much." And got the key, went and found the car, sat in the front seat of the car after putting the luggage in, and I put the key in, and I just held there for a minute. I went, how the fuck have I just got away with that? How have I just got away with that? Jesus. Like, I didn't have a driving licence, yet here I am with the car that they wouldn't give to me unless I had a driving licence number. Wow. And I credit that for 2 things. One, I've been watching a lot of that, what's it called, the Cops show, you know, where they pull people over and get their details and da-da-da. All those kind of shows and things I've been kind of watching recently. So that kind of maybe put that in my head. But also, my ability to not panic under pressure. I think I'm pretty good at that, to be honest. My ability to think clearly and logically when I have a problem in front of me. Now, had I not been able to do that, I probably would have just gone, oh, fuck it, I'll have to ring up and get them to come and pick me up and wait around for ages for them to come and get me. But yeah, like literally, there's that word again. So I drove home, and this is midnight now, you know, because obviously I had to drive home. This is midnight now, and obviously no one really answers the door at midnight, because it's always going to be trouble in it, really, whenever you answer the door at midnight. And I'm thinking by then they're probably going to be asleep. They're usually in bed by 10. They're probably going to be asleep. So I rolled up, knocked on the door, and weirdly, they were still up, and they answered the door at me. It's like, usually I would never answer the door at midnight. Why did I do that? I just knew. It's like, you didn't know, because I didn't tell you. But she did ring me that day when I was in the airport, and you could hear all of the tannoy going off. And she said, "Where are you?" I said, "Oh, I'm in a bus station. I'm on my way to Benidorm." Lies. Couldn't really say, could I? Just belled me up randomly, and it happened to be while I was in an airport. And I went another time that I was supposed to be coming home, and I hadn't told anyone. My mate posted on my Facebook, "Can't wait to see you when you come home next week." Oh, for fuck's sake! Thanks for spoiling it, dickhead. But it's okay. It's okay. Remember to be honest with you, I remember that weird moment, that end of an era moment that I had when I was sitting on the tarmac waiting to take off the last time that I was in Spain. I was looking out the window, and the only thing that came to mind was a quote from that film Hook that Robin Williams was in. You know, the one where he says, "That was a great game." And that's the only thing that came to mind at that time. And I just remember looking out of the airplane window just as we taxied off and sort of zoomed past to take off. I just remember thinking that was a great game. And like an end of an era type thing. And that was that. 8 years of my life, and that was it. Done, finished, gone. Left it all behind. Everything that I'd worked up and worked for in terms of friends, relationships, work, business, houses, everything, just gone, finished. It's like it never happened. It was a lifetime ago. And talking with Adam as well, because obviously he was out there as well. I was like, would you ever go back? And the answer is no. No, I wouldn't. Because if I went back, all the memories that I had, if I went over there and hated it, it would spoil all the memories that I have. If I went over there and loved it more than what I've got here, I would hate being here. And I'd want to go back. But I can only see it being bad because the lifestyle over there, it's a young man's game, without question. It is a young man's game. You're fighting for money, you're fighting for hours, you're fighting for opportunities, you're fighting for jobs, you're fighting for friendships and relationships every single second of the day. There is absolutely no let up. You have to fight. And you have to fight hard. And the only way to fight is to go to bars and to go to clubs and things like that. You just can't fight anywhere else. Because that's where everybody hangs, You can't just go to the beach and think, oh, well, that'll do. Or you go into a restaurant and go, can I have a job? It just doesn't happen like that. It's all word of mouth. Well, it was when I was there anyway. It's all word of mouth, and it's all fight. There are no contracts. There are no securities in terms of working. So if you want to go work in a bar, there's no security like you would do with maybe a bar here. There's no contract on what you would get in a bar here. There's none of that. It's all cash in hand, and it's all securityless. So if they want to get rid of you because it's quiet, they can. If they don't want to pay you, they won't. And you have to really, really toe the line for it. And if you've got no work, that's it. You can't pay the rent. Now, when I was over there, like the sort of wage that you were on was about I mean, at most, for an hourly rate, at most would be 7.50, €8 an hour. 7.50, €8 an hour. That was at most. At most. Which, in all honesty, is a terrible wage when you think about it. Especially when the exchange rate, when I first went over there, was like 1.5, something like that. 1.5 on an exchange rate of €8 an hour. When I came back to England, everything was so bloody expensive. I was like, Jesus Christ. This is mad. But then if I had money to take back with me, like someone gave me some birthday money or something like that, it would go double the length. You're like, wow, thanks very much. You know, you just give me 40 quid and I've got 60 euros out of it. It's brilliant. You know, especially when a beer over there, you can pick up a beer for €1. That's 60 beers. Makes sense, right? But yeah, the other way around, you come back and see your mates and stuff, and you think, oh yeah, I'll go out with 60 euros, that'd be fine, which in theory is only 40 quid, and you get, I don't know, 6 beers out of it and a bit of food. You're like, wow, Jesus, that's crazy. It's so expensive. But then, you know, the national minimum wage was double what I was earning in Spain anyway, so I don't know about now. I think it's like 1 for 1, isn't it, the exchange rate? But yeah, I remember sitting there thinking, wow, $7.50 an hour, I'm on the big bucks. Crazy. And I was at that Ginger's bar for like 3 years. 3 years I was there. I used to torment the owner, something rotten. She hated me. She hated me. I used to wind her up something rotten. And it would just be stupid things. Like, I mean, really stupid things. It used to get right up her nose. And I used to enjoy every minute of it. Every minute of it. It was brilliant. So there was one time when they started introducing uniforms, and they bought these uniforms, these green uniforms with gingers on it. Christ knows where it went, but these green uniforms with gingers on it, and like, I forgot to wear one day, and she said, look, if you don't wear it the next time, you know, I'm going to send you home. I'm like, okay, fair enough, fine. So I came in with this zip-up top, and she's like, where's your uniform? I said, why? She goes, you're going home, you're going home. I was like, why? She goes, because you're not wearing your uniform. I went, I am. And I pulled the zip down a little bit, and I'm wearing the uniform underneath. But I said, look, I'm cold. I mean, this was winter time, obviously. But because I was wearing the thing over the top of it, she got the ump. I was like, well, I'm cold. And she was fuming. The fact that she thought she could send me home. But I was actually wearing it. I said, well, you can't send me home. I'm wearing it. See? I got the top on. I have the top on. She had a face like thunder. Proper face like thunder. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed every moment of that. That was funny, because you could just tell that she was gunning for it and really wanted an excuse just to go at me. But when I just pulled the zip down a little bit and I went, I am wearing it. She goes, yeah, but you can't see it. I went, yeah, well, I'm cold. You know for a fact that ruined her day. Such a wind-up merchant. But do I care? Fuck no. Did I care? Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. Oh, my days. Yeah, I used to wind her up. Something fucking rotten. And it wasn't the fact that I was doing anything to to sack me for. It just got up her nose. And she eventually sat me down and said, look, this is not working for me, and da-da-da. And I said, oh, we just need to get along. She went, no, that's it, you're done. I was like, all right, fair enough. That's 3 years out the window then, you're just going to discard me like that. But in all honesty, that was probably the best thing that happened to me, because number one, I've been there 3 years. It'd been there a long time. And it was about time I moved on. Plus, I was able to concentrate on moving into radio full time, which I did, and moving into DJing full time as well, again, which I did. So I actually moved in a more creative pattern than if I'd just stayed there, because obviously staying there, they only really gave me Saturday night off to do my radio show and go DJing. The rest of the time was like, no. So yeah, it worked out pretty well for me, really. So she actually did me a favour moving on. And I didn't really go back in there, to be honest. I don't think I went back in there hardly at all. I went there for a couple of breakfasts to take away, but that was it. That's all I went in there for. I don't think I went in there for a drink at all after that. But joke's on them, because after a couple of years, it all folded anyway. I mean, the amount of money they got through that bar was insane. And yeah, it all went down the pan. Lost everything. Left with nothing. Ridiculous. I mean, I think they had an offer for like $750,000 or something, and they turned it down. Stupid. But yeah, that was another. I think she was on the fiddle with those tips as well. Definitely think she was on the fiddle with those tips. It was like every time it was dished out, you're like, this seems a hell of a lot shorter. Because me and Adam used to count it together and see how much was in there. So we're thinking, right, we're probably going to get about this much. And then when it came to it, it's like she had taken a slice for her and the other boss. Like she was entitled to those tips or something. Pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure she had her hand in them. But I could be wrong, but when me and Adam was both counting, and both looking at, how much we're looking to get at the end of the week or end of the month or whatever. Fucking hell, do you want to get up my arse anymore? Dickhead. When we was counting and things like that, and looking up how much we should be getting in terms of a team, like the guys in the kitchen, the guys out front on the bar, what we should be getting, it was always down, always. And I think she had her hand in it. We always thought she did anyway. Yeah. I mean, we should have worked it out with how much we'd all got together and then how much was missing. Because I bet you bottom dollar it was missing her portion. I don't know about the other boss, because like what the dynamic was the two owners, they used to be in a relationship together. He cheated and they continued to work together for the sake of the bar. So she was always quite bitter towards him until the point where they got together and had a kid, then split up again. I'm like, fuck. In all honesty, I think she just used him to get pregnant because she weren't going to get pregnant by anyone else. There's just no way. No way. I think she just used him for that. And he was stupid enough to go, okay. He's probably pissed as well. I mean, he was pissed most of the time. And I don't mean it, well, he was in an angry way as well, but I mean in an alcoholic way. I think he's married someone who's like twice his age as well. I mean, okay, maybe not twice his age, but certainly a hell of a lot older. I think he's sort of, must be knocking 50 now. And she's got to be closer to 70. Real granny chaser. Madness what you end up being with, isn't it, really? But yeah, they met in Spain and got married. And she's living somewhere in Kent with her kid now. That looks exactly like Chris. Exactly like him. And I don't know whether that's scary or I need to be sad for her. But yeah. Me and Adam always having a laugh and a joke and expense of them. Always having a laugh and a joke. Because I don't fucking care. I'm not going to see him again, am I? I mean, I thought about ringing up his work because he used to do a carpet cleaning thing, we found out. He was in a carpet cleaning business. And then he was running like a restaurant or something. And we felt like ringing up his restaurant and just taking a piss and see if he gets mega angry like he used to. You never know, he might have calmed down in his old age, but I doubt it. Literally just completely and utterly mug him off. Properly mug him off. And just see if, just listen to him explode at the other end of the phone and really not know that it's us doing it. Oh dear, that would be funny. But yeah, I think he's running a restaurant now, from what I can see. Over in, I think it's over in Exeter. He might have moved, I don't know, but that's the last time I had a look. See if he was about, see what he's doing. All I know is that he don't have no contact with his kid hardly, and that's disgraceful. But then, would I expect anything less of him? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, in all honesty, he's probably just trying to avoid the mum rather than the kid. She's just a fucking donut. She's a donut. I mean, this was the funny thing, right? She used to get on my tits so fucking much, and I used to try and wind her up so fucking much that there was an element of, I just don't fucking like you. So when I heard that after all those years of running a bar, she went for a job behind a bar, she got refused. She was told no. And that was very funny for me. Very funny, the fact that a bar, after all the years of actually running one, said, no, we don't want you working behind our bar. You're not qualified enough. To pull a pint after running one for that many years just goes to show how much shit she was. How crap she was. Funny. Really, really funny. That made me laugh. It really did make me laugh. Oh, dearie me. Ah, well. So, around about 4 minutes left, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Riding Shotgun. On the next episode, I will update you on what's going on in terms of the MRI, what the next steps are, and whether I'm happy or sad about it. I might even pop in and see my nan, and she's only just down the road, which will be lovely to see. Just depends if she's awake or not. We'll find that out as well. So please do like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on YouTube. That would be lovely. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate you doing that. Also, if you're in any audio channels like your Amazon, your Spotify, or your Apple, hit that review button. Obviously, 5 stars is very much a preferable thing. If you can't give me 5 stars and would prefer to give me something else, say it honestly what you think. I can only get better with criticism, but if you loved it, hit that 5 stars, and I'll continue to bring you podcasts as much as I can. Also, if you want extra content, extra episodes, extra content, find it, don't grind it, extra everything with a little bit of Brucey bonus on top, join the revolution. Be part of the Riding Shotgun Patreon channel. Soon to be adding a Discord channel on there as well that you get access to once you join the revolution, and you can be part of the Riding Shotgun podcast for just £3 per month. That is it, just 10p per day. Nothing serious. That's all it is, and you get all that extra stuff. Plus, the Discord channel is coming very, very soon, as well as some elements of Twitch, which will be coming soon also. And you can ask us pretty much anything. You can ask me absolutely anything you want on that Discord channel that is coming very, very soon, and you get access to that. So yeah, there you go. So again, thank you so much for riding with me today on this episode, and I shall see you riding shotgun for the next one, where we can be together again. We can go driving and we can do all sorts of things. So yeah, take care, God bless, love you lots, and wish me luck.